Welcome back, everybody. Now here, episode 25 of the Jayhawks Dynasty mode, and I know I say this every episode, but today, I actually mean it. These last two games of the season are going to be some of the most important games we've played in this series, all throughout last season and this season, because these last two games determine if we make a bowl game or not. And if we finish 5-7 for the second straight year in a row, it's going to be a very tough uphill battle to get out of that 5-7 route we would be in there. But if we win today, we get our 6th win of the season, already going into a matchup that will be very tough next week against Kansas State. But today we face off against a top-ranked Texas Tech team who has been very dominant this year in and outside of Big 12 football. But out come the Jayhawks, looking to pull off a massive upset because we have not had one of those at all this year, as you see Velton Gardner with the beautiful spin move after a 13-yard run there to open the day. Conrad Hawley is getting the start today. 3rd and 5, though, out of the center position, rolling out, looking downfield, and he just throws that one right into the dirt at the shoes of some defenders, and that will bring Tyler Show and a company onto the field. They have a dominant running attack through Sir Roderick Thompson, and as you guys saw last week in our game against Texas, we are not very good against the run. We struggle very much, allowing plenty of touchdowns against the run game. We don't do too bad overall rushing wise, like yardage wise. When it comes to touchdowns, we're one of the worst teams in the country, if I could speak English, when it comes to allowing rushing touchdowns. But as you see here on a 2nd and 10, we're getting a little bit of pressure up the middle. We're struggling to move the ball as Conrad Hawley gets sacked, and thankfully he's able to hold on to that one. He does lose 10, bringing up a 3rd and 20 now out of the shotgun. Hawley takes the snap, rolling out, finds his man Trevor Wilson, and a 4th and 4 after he gets 16 of the needed 20 yards. Hawley now on a 4th and 4, all alone in the backfield. He's still got a little bit of injury in him, and he finds a man who drops it. Trevor Wilson had the first down and just a little bit more, but he's not able to hold on to it, and now the Red Raiders have a chance to come right back onto the field, and Thompson's got a lot of room. Up the middle, he fumbles it into the hands of the offensive lineman. Clayton Franks, the O-lineman, takes it all the way down past that where he fumbled it, and Tyler Show is going to finish off the drive later on with a big touchdown run on the read option, something that we just have not been able to defend at all in these first two seasons. On a 2nd and 8 now, Hawley rolling out, firing to Luke Grimm on a bit of a comeback route, and that's going to be 14 on the play, bringing up a 1st and 10. A few plays later now, Conrad Hawley out of the shotgun, firing into the slant, and Luke Grimm gets hit hard and loses that one. Think he would actually miss a play there now on 2nd and 10. He was hobbling a little bit after that, but Luke Grimm, you guys know he's our best receiver downfield, getting open for 35 yards. 3 minutes remain now, 2 minutes on a 3rd and 1 late in the first quarter, as Gardner will just barely get enough for that, and a 2-yard gain on the play, setting us up nicely. As you see there, Luke Grimm did have a bruise on his knee that would keep him out a few plays. Trevor Cardell with 3 yards on that 1st down and 10. Now a 3rd and 7 after a short incompletion. Last play, James Smith into the end zone. Tough pitch and catch there, but Conrad Hawley threads the needle, and James Smith is able to turn around and walk right into the end zone. The defender went for the interception, and instead we come up with the touchdown. This time, though, Tyler Show running over people into the open field. Keenan Caldwell is able to trip him up, but not until he's gotten 43 yards on the play. And you know it's bad when the D lineman is tackling the quarterback 43 yards down the field as the tight end Castles gets hit hard. But he's able to get 6 yards on the play. That was Jed Castles. And after a short sack, they would find themselves at a 2nd and 17 as Thompson breaking off of one man, breaking another, and into the end zone. I believe that last man was Jonquay Lewis, who just barely misses that tackle. The momentum is all in the Red Raiders' hands as Velton Gardner loses a yard on the play. And if you guys remember our matchup last year against Texas Tech, it started out decent like this, but we quickly got bombarded with some points. I think we ended up losing about 52-10, and they just had our number all game last year. Now on a 4th and inches, Gardner's gonna get the first down, just barely. He's actually met behind the line, but he's able to push forward just enough to get the yardage needed. Now on a 1st and 10, Hawley goes deep downfield to Trevor Cardell. Diving reception for 32 yards. That was Tyreek Matthews in coverage. Now on a 3rd and 6, Hawley firing outside, and it's almost intercepted by Rashad Williams, the safety on the right side. The attempted receiver there was Luke Grimm, and now on a 4th and 6, going for it. Hawley to the outside, and Wilson falls down behind the line to gain. He gets 4 on the play, but they needed 6, and another turnover for this offense. 2nd and 5 for Show and company. Rolling around, nowhere to go, and he just slings that one out of bounds. Excellent coverage downfield. And 3rd and 5 now. The Red Raiders offense has not been too efficient today just yet, as Show throws it away again. And the Jayhawks have another opportunity to stay within a touchdown or tie the game up. 1st and 10's a play action as Hawley goes across the middle. Beautiful spinning catch by Trevor Wilson on that 1st down play. The pass was a little bit behind Wilson, but Hawley is able to just get it close enough to find his man, and Stephen McBride, there he goes for 23. And I'm so happy we were able to get Stephen McBride back. I know he doesn't start, but he has some big moments coming off the bench when a receiver gets injured. But now on a 3rd and 5, Hawley actually throws that one into triple coverage there. And the Jayhawks will have to settle for a short field goal here to bring it within 4 as they take a 10-14 deficit here. About 3 minutes left in the 2nd quarter as Red Raiders and their offensive unit fly back onto the field all the way down after a massive kick return. So Roderick Thompson inside the 5 down to about the 4.5 yard line. That would be 23 on the play, as he has 5 rushes for 70 yards and a touchdown. This time Show's going to give it to White, the backup, and Xavier White. 5-yard touchdown run on the right side, and it's a 20-10 lead, now 21-10 after the extra point. Now Hawley looking to settle down his team a little bit as James Smith takes the slant route in stride for 17 yards. James Smith hasn't had quite the contribution I would have wished he would have had coming out of the recruiting class this year, as Velton Gardner loses 5 on 1st and 10. But overall, he's had his decent moments, and I think he's just kind of there to fool the defense, as you'll see Conrad Hawley fire downfield, and he's intercepted. Matthews got a lot of room on the left side, hurdles over a man inside the 20, down to the 10, and finally brought down at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal as Conrad Hawley makes a huge mistake right before halftime, and Show's just going to hand it off to Thompson, who gets his 2nd touchdown of the day. This one was so short, it was credited as a 0-yard run. Now this Jayhawks offense is kind of reeling. They've kind of been slapped in the face a few times as Velton Gardner dumped down there. After a loss of 2 on the play, Hawley was just trying to get any positive yardage he can. 3rd and 12 now. Looking downfield, firing to Golightly, and he's not going to get it. De'Dreon Taylor with the deflection there. And Tyler Show and company would have another chance before halftime, where he's looking to heave it deep, but the pressure gets there, and Caleb Taylor will keep this lead at an 18-point deficit going into the 3rd quarter, as you'll see the Red Raiders get the ball first and for Funoji, maybe is his name, off on the left side. Loic Funoji for 21 yards on that 1st and 10 to open up the second half. A beautiful screen there. Great blocking downfield, and this time Show's going to give it to Xavier White, who makes a man miss, and finally, after 16, what a speed burst there off the line of scrimmage, but he's going to get taken down in the secondary by Lewis. Not looking great for us to clinch bowl eligibility this week, and I really did not want to have to rely on a last-second win to get it, as the receiver Uzukanma gets a nice 11-yard catch there on the right side. Now a 1st and 10 for Tyler Show. Bradley comes in motion. He's going to give it to Thompson, who breaks tackles into the end zone. Roderick Thompson now makes it 25. 35-10 with 6:40 remaining in the third quarter. Hawley's going to give it to Gardner here on first down, who finally is able to get some positive yardage. He'll go for about 9 on the play. 3rd and 1 just 2 plays later. Gardner again getting a good bit of yards there. 6 this time as he gets the first down on 3rd down. So far today, 13 for 41. Not his greatest performance, but he's had much worse. 2nd and 4 now. Hawley's going to give it to Gardner, who gets stuffed after just a gain of 1. Big lineman up there to take him down. Now a 3rd and 3. Devin Neal in the backfield this time. Hawley looking to throw. Firing, and it's intercepted. He had a man open at the last second, and the man trips up. Williams had a chance to return that, but instead he trips up. Conrad Hawley had Trevor Wilson open first, but he throws it a little late, and Xavier White is making the defense pay for 7 yards there on first down. 2nd and 10 now. Tyler Show out of the shotgun. Thompson's back in the game. He's going deep. Almost intercepted, but for some reason, Romello Dotson did not jump for it at all. He was in perfect position to break up that one. 1st and goal now after that nice outside pass play, and Roderick Thompson, the offensive line, just completely takes our D-line out of the equation, and it's now a 32-point ball game, 42-10. Still over 3 minutes left in this third quarter as Velton Gardner gets it up the left side for 5 yards, not any more than that. And that sets up a 3rd and 5 for Conrad Hawley. Out of the center position, he finds Cardell, and they're not going to give it to him. That is ridiculous. 4th and inches on what should have been a clear first down, and Hawley gives it to Gardner, who gets it up the middle. Didn't really have much of a choice there. They had to go for it if they want any chance to come back in this, no matter how slight that chance is, as Velton Gardner is finally starting to come alive. Maybe just a little too late, though. 45 seconds left now. 2nd and 10 for Hawley and company. Firing to the right side, and it's almost intercepted. James Smith had beat Williams, but he's not able to get the pass to that right cornerback there. Now 3rd and 10 as Stephen McBride goes in motion. Play action. Hawley rolling out, looking to throw. Nobody's open. Diving for the first down, and he's got it. 12-yard run on the play by Conrad Hawley. That would bring us into the red zone now. 1st and 10. Hawley out of the shotgun finds his man Cardell in the flats. And he's got 7 on the play. That will set us up with a 2nd and 3 as Trevor Cardell has to get carted off of the field after that short pass and catch and run as Devin Neal goes up the left side. And you can't really get too excited, but a 5-yard touchdown run is a 5-yard touchdown run no matter the deficit. Devin Neal continues his excellent season. 2nd and 7 now for Show and company. Gives it to his tight end, Jed Castles, for 6 yards that time. That would bring up a 3rd and 1. Tyler Show has not even had a great game, and as you'll see there, Trevor Cardell, abdominal tear will keep him sidelined for 10 weeks. What a turn of events there. That's something very difficult to understand, as you have no chance of winning this game and you lose your starting tight end. That's going to be very hard for this team to overcome in the final game of the season, as Nate Floyd will deflect that pass out of the air. And we sit at a 3rd and 10. Conrad Hawley out of the shotgun. Not much chance to win this game as he rolls out, finds Velton Gardner, who pushes forward for just 5 yards on the play, trying his best to get as many yards as possible. Now on a 4th and 5, Conrad Hawley is out of the game. Jason Bean's going to sling it to Lawrence Arnold, coming into the game to replace Trevor Cardell, and he will get an 8-yard catch, and back comes Conrad Hawley. Jason Bean was just in the game to give a little bit more chance of running the ball as James Smith tries to pull off the spin move, and he does break the tackle, but he's finally brought down right around the 5-yard line. So we're at a 3rd and goal now. This time, though, Hawley's going to give it to Gardner, who gets his signature touchdown run. Finally gets his today. First one of the game, and he's got 74 yards as we give the ball back to the Red Raiders. Roderick Thompson fumbles it. Romello Dotson picks it up, and he's got no one in front of him into the end zone. Romello Dotson recovers the fumble as Roderick Thompson cannot hold on to the ball, and the Jayhawks are not done yet. We can't see who delivered the hit. It might have been Gaines, but it looks like they're going to review this one and see if Thompson was down. Let's see what it is. And he is going to be ruled down. His knee is clearly touching the ground. And there goes the last little bit of hope to even win this game, as the ball does not go the way of the Jayhawks, and they are not going to get these points to go through. And yeah, there go the points. The refs reversed the call, and the Red Raiders would get a first down on the very next play. Now Tyler Show out of the shotgun two-back set. He's going to give it to Xavier White, who's got nowhere to go, finally able to stand up to this tough rushing attack. And a 3rd and 14 now with just over a minute remaining. Not much else to do other than hope that we just get a pick six or something as Rich Miller comes up the right side. Roderick Thompson on the screen, and he gets brought down and right before the first down line. About a 14-yard gain when he needed 16. So the Jayhawks would get the ball back. Not much they could have done outside of just throwing it deep and hoping for the best outcome as James Smith gets past the defense. Into the end zone. There he goes. 71 yards, and he will get his second touchdown of the day. Tough game to lose, but this Texas Tech team is no joke. As you can see, they are ranked number 12 for a reason, and we now fall to 5-5 on the season, or excuse me, 5-6 on the season, as we have our final game against Kansas State coming up next week. And you'll see how tough that matchup is in just a little bit as we look into the future games and into some bowl possibilities if we do get into the bowl game. Falling now to 5-6 on the season really puts us in a tough situation going into this last matchup. As you see, Conrad Hawley threw it 53 times this game. He did get 437 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not really much he could have done other than that. Both those interceptions were fairly insignificant, besides maybe the first one obviously allowed them to bring it up to an 18-point game rather than an 11-point game. But that last one, really, there wasn't much we could have done even if that hadn't been thrown. Velton Gardner, just a mediocre game, 21 for 74 and a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Trevor Cardell out for 10 weeks now, as you guys saw, so we won't see him till next season. He did have 73 yards on 7 receptions, and James Smith both receiving touchdowns on the day. So just an overall decent offensive effort, especially against a top 10 team now in Texas Tech. And as you see, Tyler Show didn't really have to do much against us. He only ended up throwing for 139 yards, didn't turn it over, and Sir Roderick Thompson, 15 for 132 and 4 touchdowns, and then Xavier White, 4 for 23 and a touchdown, and Tyler Show himself, 8 for 32 and a touchdown. Not much your offense has to do passing-wise when your rushing game looks like that. And that takes us into a very interesting rivalry matchup. We'll look at all the statistics real quick. Obviously, they're predicting Kansas State to win. We have the same overall conference record, but they have one better game than us, as they sit at 6-5 rather than 5-6. So they really have nothing to lose in this game. Either they are going to make they're already going to make a bowl game. Only thing they have to win in this game is to keep their rival from making a bowl game. So it's going to be a very tough matchup for us to go into. At least it is in a way or a home game, I believe. So we should have that advantage there. Kansas State, really, they're not better than us in many aspects of the game. They've got us beat in rushing offense by a lot, as we just have a terrible running attack this year. But our pass offense is much better than theirs. Our rushing defense is much better than theirs. Our total defense is much better than theirs. We just have an overall better statistical team. We haven't really been too successful against Kansas State in the last few years. And as you can see, they are on, I think they are on a 1-game win streak, I believe. No, they are actually on Kansas State is on a 3-game losing streak. This is our best opportunity to win if we are going to make a bowl game. They started out the season 5-0, and they have lost, let's see, 5 of their last 6 games. Can we make it 6 of their last 7? That would be the most satisfying thing ever, as they do not have that great of a team. Their quarterback isn't great. Their running back is fairly decent. I mean, he's got pretty good numbers, almost 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. So, I mean, that's a pretty good output there. But I think we have a legit chance to beat this team and beat them soundly if we play our version of football and we stick to our routines. We haven't had any new commits, at least that I know of, since the last episode, so there's really not much else for me to tell you guys there. We did fall in the rankings. Now we're at 86 because, you know, other schools had a few guys commit when we didn't have anybody commit. So that's the reason we fell just a little bit in the recruiting rankings. Not too far. I think we were around 70 last episode, so we fell about 15 places. Anyways, go ahead and drop your comment predictions down below as to what you guys think the score will be. And if we can beat Kansas State next week, I expect to see a ton of Rock Chalk Jayhawk comments in the comments down below if you guys believe in this team. Thank you guys for continuing to watch this series. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It just helps me out so much when you guys support the channel and support the videos. I know everything that I'm putting out is really something you guys enjoy watching, which just means so much to me and obviously so much to any YouTuber. So I would appreciate if you guys do that. I'm hoping we can maybe hit 300 by the end of the month. That would be the goal. And thank you guys, as always, for watching this video, and I'll see you next episode as we head into a massive rivalry matchup against Kansas State that will determine if we make a bowl game or not, and I'll see you guys when we get there.